Welcome, everybody. Welcome to our live. I'm just going to make sure that everything is working well on my end. And then we're going to get started. I have a really fun, I don't want to call it a training because it's not really a training, but it's something that I think you will find valuable. So let me just make sure that I am inside my Facebook community so that my people can hear me. If you do happen to hop on live, let me know if you can hear me well before I start talking and giving you my spiel. I want to make sure. I want to make sure. So let's see if I am live. All right. Hello. Your microphone is working. Perfect. All right. So if you are on live right now and you can hear me well and you want to say hi, go ahead and say hi in the comments. I know there's a lag with Facebook, so I will give you guys a couple of seconds to start hopping on. And then we're going to start our live. The topic today is, are you a babysitter or are you a childcare business CEO? And it's an extremely important topic that I think is something that everyone in business, no matter what type of business they own, should feel like they are the CEO of their business. Okay, so whether it's a brick and mortar, whether it's something else, you want to make sure that you are showing up as the CEO, because that's exactly what you are. And I know that in childcare business, it's a little bit different because for some reason, the misconception is that it's a job that basically anyone can do. It's not very valued in our society. That's what I believe. And I have had many experiences myself when I was in school, when I was working for someone, and then when I was a business owner. I had that type of experience and that type of what do I call it? That type of response from customers, from clients, right? So I know it's something that is definitely real. It's something that is still present, unfortunately. And sometimes we just think that, it's something that we're doing or that we're not doing necessarily that causes other people to treat us this way. So I just want to talk about that today. So if you are on live, let me know if you can hear me well. My mic is working. That's what it says. I just want to make sure that we are all, that you can hear me, that my tech is working so that we can start. All right. So let me just share it in my group. And then we're going to start our video. And hopefully it will. There you go. It's shared. All right. Perfect. So there we go. All right. So for those of you that are brand new to my world, to my page, to my videos, welcome. My name is Christina Rizakos. I am a homeschooling mom of four, a brand new homeschooling mom of four. I am an early childhood educator by trade. I have owned and operated my own center since I was 24. So I have done that for 16 years, but I have 23 years plus experience in the field of early childhood education. And now I coach and I train other aspiring new or struggling childcare business owners with all things that have to do with policies, procedures, marketing, Facebook ads, and all those fun things. I also help them with mindset because in business, 80% is all mindset. And I really help my clients with that as well. So welcome to the video. Welcome to the live. Today's topic is, are you a babysitter or are you a childcare business CEO? And as I am talking, if you have any questions, anything you want to ask, just pop it in the comments. I'll go back at the end and I will answer them. I have a few notes to go over because I want to make sure that I get my point across. Okay. So what are the signs that you are a babysitter versus a childcare business owner or a childcare business CEO? Okay. And yes, there are signs. They may be subtle or they may be really, really, flashing red lights, but they are there. So I'm going to walk you through a few signs. And if you happen to, see yourself in one of them, just put in one or say me in the comments because I want you to see that you're not alone. So the first sign is straight out. Are you called a sitter? Right? I have had many experiences where a customer referred to me, especially at the beginning, as the sitter, the babysitter. Okay. I had a few instances as well where clients actually referred to my childcare business, which was not a home daycare. It was a pretty big childcare center with staff and a kitchen. They called us babysitters, the sitter, right? So have you been called a sitter, or are you actively being called sitter by your customers, right? Or when they refer to you, right? Do they refer to you as the sitter, or do they refer to you as the educator? That's the first one. Second thing is people pay you whenever they want. Are you struggling to get payments from your customers? Do you feel as though it's not a priority for them to pay you for your services, rather, whether it's a home daycare, whether it's a bigger center? Do you find that you're always running after customers to pay you? Like it's not even something that's on their list. It's not important for them to actually give you payment when it's due without you having to ask for it, right? Is that you? Do you feel like your rules, whatever rules you've set out in your business, are not being followed? Right? Do you feel like you're consistently reminding people of the rules? Or even worse, maybe you find yourself kind of shying away from reminding your customers that are paying you for your service of the rules. Maybe you feel bad. Maybe you don't want to overstep. Maybe you don't want to make them feel bad themselves, right? Maybe you feel like if you said something that you would lose them, right? Do you feel like your rules are not being respected in your business? Do you find that staff, so whether it's one assistant in a home daycare or your staff in general, do you feel like your staff or your customers are always overstepping? Like, do you feel like you're not getting the respect that you deserve? Right? And this doesn't have to mean like as soon as you walk in the business, everyone has to stand up and salute you. It just means that as a business owner, as the leader of a team, do you feel like you're getting the respect that you deserve? Or do you feel like people are consistently overstepping boundaries, right? They're saying that little comment that they shouldn't have said. They look at you in a way that they shouldn't have looked at you. They might tell, let's say if it's your staff overstepping, they might do something in your center, deal with a child, with a customer, something that makes you feel really, really bad inside. And you just think to yourself, oh, how could you say that? How could they do that? Right? Don't they know better? Do you constantly feel like that? And do you find that parents rarely check or ask what the kids did that day, right? So I know for myself, we had daily journals. Every child had their journal, and we had what we did that day, right? So it wasn't just, we played with the Play-Doh and we practiced cutting because the lesson plan was posted on the board, so we didn't have to rewrite the same things. But what we did right was other things, like what were the wins that day? Did they say something cute? Did you do something really exciting? And the child asked an amazing question, right, that they wouldn't have asked a couple of weeks ago. So those are the types of things that we would write in our agendas, right? As well, obviously, if they ate and if they slept well, if they played well, but it really gave a picture to the parents as to what the kids were doing that day. But do you find that your parents, your customers, are not actively engaging or asking, like, what did they do? Or if you do tell them, do you think that they seem uninterested? Like, oh, really? Okay, like it's not a big deal. Like when they come to pick them up, it's really just grab and go. Like they couldn't deal with anything else. It's just grab and go. If you are experiencing these signs, then I hate to break it to you, but you are being a babysitter versus a childcare business CEO. But I want you to understand that there are ways and things that you can do that you can implement in your business to fix this problem, because it's definitely fixable, right? And that's what I'm going to share right now, because I don't want to leave you guys hanging. So what types of things can you do to be taken seriously as a business owner? The first thing that you have to work on as a business owner is your mindset. Mindset is everything. It's your posture. It's the way you show up to work every day. It's what you put out, the energy that you put out when you walk in a room. And again, I am not the type of business owner. I was never the type of director that would make other people feel small or less than when I walked in. But I had to kind of demand respect and demand that everything that I had worked so hard to set forth was respected and followed. But with my energy, with my vibe, with the way I spoke to people, right? It wasn't just, oh, there's the big bad boss, because I've worked for people like that basically had a power trip, and that, as soon as they walked in, all the staff would just stop talking and they would just start doing something else. And that was the last thing I wanted for my business. So when I ventured off and I started my childcare center, I knew what it felt like to be a teacher in the class, because I did that for years before. And worst of all, I did that for really, really bad bosses. And I knew how I felt every time they walked in. And I knew that when I would have my center one day and my staff, I knew that I wanted to be different. I wanted our team culture and the team vibe to be different, right? So the first thing you have to think about is your mindset, because people will treat you the way you show them how to treat you, right? If you demand respect, if you have clear boundaries that they know they cannot cross, then they won't. But if you're the type of person that wants to be everyone's best friend, and you're very, the type of, just give me the payment when you have it, don't worry about it, or you just can't be like that in business. Yes, you're working with children. Yes, it's a fun job. Obviously, I think it's the best job on the planet. And the people that do it are the most special, because it takes a special human being to do it. But you're still a business owner. So when you're investing that much time, money and energy and your reputation, you want to make sure that everyone is kind of following the same rules, they're on the same page, and that they truly believe in your program and your mission, right? What the vision is for your business. So what's the mindset? What's the mindset when you walk in your business? Are you walking in as this is just my job? Or are you walking in that this is my dream? This is something that I've always wanted to have. This is what I had envisioned for myself. And people feel that. They feel that when you're walking into your center, or you're walking into your office, or when you're leading your staff meeting, they feel your intentions, right? They feel that you're doing this for the right reasons. They feel appreciated and loved and valued, versus a boss that just walks in, doesn't say hi to anyone, and just shuts their door, goes in the office, and that's it, right? So you really need to think about your posture, the way you show up every single day, the way you act, the way you react to things, and really just keep working on that. And again, this is a skill. It's a skill, you guys. When I first started my business, I was 24 years old and my business partner was 22. Okay. So 22, 24, I actually had someone that came to sign up their child in my center. I actually had them ask me, how old are you? Like, he was so he just looked at me like, what are you doing here? Like, he thought I was running my parents' business. And he's like, why are you here? Like, how old are you? And me being the very young and immature business owner that I was at 24, I answered the question. I kind of giggled, but inside it hurt me, because I was, I had worked so hard to get to where I was, and to have someone that was signing up to my program ask me that in that way, it felt bad. But again, I was brand new. My mindset wasn't there. I was still working on that. So that's what I want to say, that it's a skill that you need to be consistently working on. It takes a lot of time. It's something that you have to commit to working on every single day. Okay. So with personal development, with working on your skills, with listening to podcasts, with listening to audiobooks, and really just working on your skills as a leader, as a business owner. Okay. And it does get better. It gets easier as the years go on, as your center grows, as you start hiring and firing staff, as you start dealing with different customers throughout the year, you get much more stronger. Your skills get much more stronger, but it does start with you acknowledging that you have to be working on your mindset as the business owner, as the leader, so that you can be taken seriously. Okay. So that's the first thing you have to start thinking about, or a solution or implementing. The second thing I want to talk about is having clear policies on payment, and basically your rules of operation, right? So if you find yourself always repeating yourself, parents are not paying you on time, they're not giving you the penalty fees, there's always a story why they didn't pay on time, and they kind of sucker you into allowing them to kind of coast for a bit until they get the money to pay you. No. Bottom line, you have to think about your business, because if you don't have income coming in, then you won't be able to keep your doors open every single month. You won't be able to pay your staff and all that stuff, right? So you have to be always thinking of your business, right? You have to be thinking of, I love what I do, but I want to make sure that I can keep my doors open at the end of the month, right? So clear policies, your policy booklet, your rules of operations, the Bible of your business, right? Go back and look at that and think to yourself, if I was signing up my child in this person's program, in their daycare center, home daycare, whatever, do I understand what's expected of me? Do I understand what are the things that this program does not stand for? Okay. Is it crystal clear what or when I have to pay? What happens if I don't pay? How many times or how many days can I be late until my contract gets canceled, right? So these are all things that have to be really clear in your policy booklet, right? So I'm not talking about a little line. I'm talking about really go in and develop these policies in your policy booklet. It's really important. It's going to save you so many headaches. And on top of that, if you do a good job at this and it's a pretty developed policy booklet, then whoever's reading it before they sign up their child in your center or in your program, they're going to know that, she means business. It's not just someone that just babysits kids on the side or on the weekend. It's someone that really took the time to write these policies down, because these are things that are extremely important. These are things that I have to respect. I must respect them in order to be able to have our services, right? So think about your policy booklet. Go back and do an audit. What does it look like? Is it short? Is it kind of flimsy looking? Is it something that you copied off of the internet from someone else? Or is it really detailed and developed, and it covers everything in your business, right? From a little bit about you, why you started the center, your rules of your hours of operation. Does it talk about how to enroll children? Do you talk about contracts? Do you talk about payments, and all that stuff, right? I'm talking about really, really developed. Go through everything in your business, especially the things that always keep popping up, right? The fires that you keep putting out month in and month out, and do a better job at clarifying them in your policy booklet. And then when you do that, you basically just give an update to all your customers, and you make sure that they read it, right? Every time you update anything in your business, policy or rule, anything, you have to make sure that you're updating your existing clients so that they know they are up to date, right? So it doesn't matter if you already have a policy booklet. It doesn't mean that it's set in stone. You just go back in and start rewriting it, making it better, making it more developed, and making sure that everything you're putting in there, you really believe in, right? You're not just adding things just because you saw them on the internet, but these are things that you truly believe in for your business, that you demand to be respected. You demand to be respected. It's like there's no choice. The other thing I want you to start thinking about is your educational program. Okay, so if chances are that if you feel that they're not really interested in the program, they're not really asking, what did my kid do today? What did she work on? Do you see progress? Whatever. Maybe your program is not very stimulating. Maybe you're doing the same boring thing day in and day out, or every single year. It's the same boring activities, and parents feel it, right? Maybe the kids feel it too. Maybe the kids go home and they're not really excited about their day because they didn't really learn anything new, right? So don't feel bad. It's a great time for you to kind of sit back and think about your educational program, your philosophy on early childhood education. What do you believe in? What do you stand for? How do you want to stimulate the kids globally, right? Not just arts and crafts, but like everything, all their aspects, physical, emotional, social, everything, cognitive. You want to make sure that you're kind of tapping into all of those domains and not just, we played with Play-Doh on Monday, right? So think about your program. Is it stimulating? Is it something that you're excited about? Is it new? Is it changing? Do you encourage your staff, if you have any, to go out and look for new ideas, right? Or is it the same old thing, copy and paste every single year? And most of the time, unfortunately, that's what I see in a lot of daycare centers. I know for myself, when I was working in centers, you guys. Every center, I feel like every single center I worked in, the crafts were exactly the same. Like I'm talking about the footprint reindeer, the typical daycare or childcare center arts and crafts that you would do in preschool. It was exactly the same things. Everything was carried out from the year before. And kids felt it. The staff was just really just basically on autopilot, just doing the same old thing a year in, a year out. The parents felt it, and you can do better than that. You can definitely do better than that. So think about your program, think about your activities. Are they stimulating? Is it something that the parents would be interested in, or are you doing the same old boring things every single month? Team handbook needs to be reassessed. Okay, so the other thing I want you to start thinking about is your team handbook, right? So again, whether you have one person just helping you out in your home daycare, or whether you have 30 people working in your business, right? You need to have some type of document that kind of sets the rules, right? Sets the tone for your staff. They need to feel supported and guided. They need to know what's expected of them, right? You're the leader. It's your job as the CEO to be able to develop that for them. So if you don't have that already, you need to get to work. And if you're just starting out, this is one of the documents that you have to create before you start hiring. So it doesn't have to be a Bible, but it should be pretty developed. And again, whether it's one or whether it's 30 people, you need to have some kind of document to give them. And this is going to cover everything that you believe in, everything that your staff must abide by. Okay, so descriptions of their positions, like what exactly they are hired to do. Right? Because if you find that you are being treated like a babysitter, or if you find that your staff is being treated like a sitter, right? Because it's possible that you're actually witnessing your clients not really respecting the teachers the way they should, then really start thinking about their role and responsibilities in the center, right? So what is everyone in charge of doing? What are their roles? What are their responsibilities? What are they in charge of? Right? And go through the list, depending on how many positions you have in your business, but it needs to be really, really clear. Okay. Start delegating things to them, make them feel more responsible, right? Make them be in charge of something that you don't have to think about anymore. Okay. If you're the only one that's doing everything in your business and you look like a hot mess every time parents walk in the center, then yeah, I can see how people can actually start thinking of you as a sitter, right? Versus, I'm not saying you have to dress up in a suit. I'm just saying that versus someone that has everything under control, you still have time to talk with your clients when they walk in. You have time to enroll new people, but you also have time to do your things in the office, right? Start delegating things to your staff. Really take on that role of the CEO and really think to yourself, just because you know how to do everything, because chances are if you're starting this business by yourself at the beginning, you will be doing everything, right? But that doesn't mean it's going to be the same way 2, 3, 4 years down the line. So just because you know how to do everything doesn't mean you have to be doing everything in your business, right? Really just start delegating and outsourcing things. Give people responsibility around you. And if you don't have a team handbook, get to work, start writing a team handbook and develop it as much as you can. Again, these are the people that are working in your business, in your business family, like I like to call them. You see these people every single day. Okay, you want to make sure that they're people that are quality. They love working with children. They themselves take their themselves lightly, but they take their job seriously. Like they love doing what they're doing. They love working with each other. They love connecting with your customers, and they love working with the kids. Point final. Like I can't say anything else about that. That they're quality people because these are the people that are representing your business, right? So I'll give you an example real quickly. Yesterday I was at the park with my kids. We homeschool and every single day we go out. So we went to the park yesterday and every time we go, there are 2 home daycares that are at the park at the same time as us. It just happens like that. There's 2 different home daycares that are at the same park. Now, the staff itself, because as a business owner, as a daycare business owner, I always look at these things. I like to see the expression on the staff's face. Okay, I like to see how they react with one another, how they react with the kids, but also their posture themselves. And most of the time, what I see, especially in this particular example, is that they look drained. They look like they just woke up, slapped on some jogger pants, and just went to work like that, not putting any thought into anything else. They're always like slouched over, kind of just walking along. You get the sense that they're waiting for the time to go, let's say 5 p.m., so they can just clock out and go home. And yes, someone like that, when I saw her, I thought to myself, no, she looks like a sitter that is just so miserable and just doing this for the wrong reasons. Versus when you do see childcare business owners or educators taking the kids for a walk or talking with them or singing songs, it is so much different than seeing someone that's there just to be there, just for the paycheck and then just to go home. So I know that a lot of daycares have educators like this. And I think one of the biggest issues that childcare business owners do have is they can't hire quality staff, or when they do hire staff, it's the wrong people that kind of give off that vibe of, I'm just waiting for my paycheck and then I'm just going to go home, right? I really don't want to be here. So it's really important for you as the business owner, as the CEO, first of all, to show up with posture. But second of all, when you're bringing in people in your team, you want to make sure that they're people that are quality people, that take their jobs seriously, and not just because they need the paycheck, but because working with children is their calling. Okay. And that's really difficult to find. But once you do, you know that you're set, you're golden, because these are the people that you can definitely grow your business with. Okay. So another strategy, something else that you could implement is sharing more of the why behind you doing something. So let's say you're a home daycare owner and you're working with the kids and you feel like the parents are really taking your work seriously. Okay. They just come in, they pick up their kid, put on the jacket, bye, see you later, see you tomorrow. Well, why not think about ways you can actually bring the parents behind the scenes as to what you do every day? So I'm not talking about like recording yourself. I'm talking about sharing with them why you're doing these things, right? So it could be as simple as, let's say, having a newsletter every week that you can email out to your customers. Or maybe if you have a smaller Facebook group, Facebook community with your paying customers, you can go in once a week and share about what you did, what the kids learned. So because parents don't know, they don't know why it's important for the kids to play with Play-Doh. They don't know that you can work on math skills when you're doing a cooking activity with them. They don't know these things, right? So it's your job as the educator, as the business owner, or it's your staff's job if you're a leader of a team, to understand that and to really express that to your customers, because it's so much different to say, oh, we just played with Play-Doh today versus, what we did today? We took out the Play-Doh, we started working on our fine motor skills. We started really working out those muscles in our tiny fingers, because next week we're going to start, let's say, writing our name or whatever, right? Or, oh my gosh, your daughter today, we took out the Play-Doh and little Susie was able to roll out the Play-Doh and kind of create or write her name with the Play-Doh, right? So these are different things that you can add, that little extra that shows that you're not just a sitter. You're really educating the kids, right? If we were all sitters, we would be called sitters, not childcare. You would just be a sitter, but you're not. You're educators. I don't know about you guys, but when I got my diploma, it was early childhood education, right? It wasn't a babysitter diploma. So take yourself seriously. Really just think about little things that you can add to kind of add that extra little value to your parents, to the customers in your center. And parents are going to appreciate it. So a few things you can do. Smaller Facebook groups only for paying customers. You can go live and share what the kids are doing, or you can just type it up and really talk about the why behind the activity. Okay. So if it's a science activity, if it's, I don't know, whatever it is, just talk about the why. Pass out a newsletter. If you don't want to be on Facebook, pass out a newsletter. Type up a newsletter and, just share what you did throughout the week. And you can also add your updates and things that are coming up. But this is going to show the parents that she took the time to sit in front of her computer and think about the week, think about what the kids need to work on, and plan activities accordingly. And she also took extra time to make sure that we understood why this was happening, why she was doing this. And also she let us know on the progress of the activities or my kids or whatever, right? So these are little things that you can definitely implement in any type of business, any type of childcare business, whether it's, home daycare, preschool program, just adding that little extra to show your customers that this is more than just a job for you. Okay. And what else do I have? Okay. The last thing I want you to understand is something about social media. Okay. So social media, obviously for myself, when I was starting my business back in the day, it wasn't a thing. Okay. So it wasn't a thing. I didn't have to worry about it. I didn't have to think about it. Like, it was not a thing. But as the years went on, obviously it just blew up, and social media obviously now is all over the place. Every daycare has their Facebook business page and whatever. So why not show your customers on social media that you are more than just a sitter, that you're an actual childcare business CEO. You take this job seriously. You love what you do. It's your calling. And you can do that by leveraging social media properly, right? So you don't want to be posting, let's say on your business page, about the fight you got with your husband this morning because he didn't pick up his pants from the floor. Okay. So you don't want to be friend requesting your clients and with your personal page and chit-chatting with them. No, you need to set boundaries. It's no one's business what you're doing at home. It's not your business what they ate, what the selfie is, or it's not your business. You really need to understand that you are offering a service and they are your clients. Okay, so always do business on your Facebook business page, obviously, but it's how you show up on the business page as well. Like, you want to make sure that, again, you're putting thought into the way you engage on social media, the things that you post about. So is it just about spammy spaces available, or is it sharing, let's say, 10 tips on how to get your toddler to eat broccoli, or what to pack in your baby's diaper bag the first time they come into daycare, right? Little things that doesn't really take you that much time to do, because if you're in the business, you know these things like the back of your hand, right? So just type up valuable things to allow the parents to see that you took the time, that this is your calling. You truly care about connecting with them, adding value to them, and just making their lives better, right? Versus pictures of you saying, oh, we're totally exhausted today and we can't, TGIF, thank God it's the weekend, right? No. Because when I see posts of TGIF from a daycare educator, I just think to myself, is your job that bad that you have to wait for Friday to celebrate? Like, shouldn't you be celebrating every freaking day that you're alive and that you get to do this, that you decided, that you chose to do, right? So we have to get out of that mindset of hustle, Friday comes. Oh, no. This is your calling. You were called to do this. If you weren't, then you need to get another job. But if it's your calling and you know that this is what you were brought here to do, then this has to come out on everything that you do in your business, in your program, the way you connect with your customers, the way you talk to them on the phone, the way you talk to your staff, the kids, but also in other ways that people connect with you. And these days, social media is one of those ways that people kind of creep on you to see what you're doing. So make sure you're aware of that. You're mindful of that. Okay. And make sure that you're always thinking, how can I make my customers' lives a little bit better? And yes, you can sprinkle in enrollments or open house or, one place available or we're hiring posts, but it shouldn't be the main focus behind your social media. And please do not post TGIF post, please. Just don't do it. Okay. So let me see what else I have. Okay. So that was it. Those were my few tips that can really help you help other people see you as a childcare business CEO versus a babysitter. Okay. So let me know what you guys thought. You can post it in the comments. I'll go back and I will read them. Hold on a second. Oops. What did I just do? And I wanted to mention also that next week, the 20th, I'm hosting a live class. It's going to be in live time, so you can ask me questions. My kids are going to be around, but it's going to be at 8 p.m., so hopefully they won't be too loud, but it's going to be in live time. So the topic is how to run, operate, and grow a fully booked and profitable childcare business. And I am going to walk you through 3 areas that every successful childcare business owner goes through in order to reach that level of success. And it's going to be fun. I can't wait for it. It's already getting booked. There are spaces available. So I'll put the link in the comments. All you need to do is just go and RSVP. It's free to join. And you'll get alerts to make sure that you don't miss it on the 20th, 8 p.m. Eastern time. So that was it for me, you guys. Let me know what you thought of the video. Let me know if you are experiencing you're just a sitter versus you're a business owner. Let me know if you're experiencing that and why you think you're giving that off to people. Okay. Other than that, have an awesome day ahead, and I will see you guys again. I think Friday. Yep, Friday. Talk to you guys later.